All right guys, day 2 at Computex, and it's not any quieter than yesterday. There are still about 1 million people around me. It's pretty crazy, but we're here for the technology. What I'm going to do today is look at the Transcend Stand and some of their new products. Now, if you've not seen Transcend before, that logo might be familiar. These guys have been around for a very long time, and chances are you probably have RAM or a SSD in your machine that is a Transcend product. So what we're going to do now is look at some of their new devices, some of the new memory, some of the new storage, as well as a camera that I thought was very interesting. So check this out. So like I said, you probably have seen a lot of Transcend products in your machine, or probably have used it. Now I've got one of these purple hard drives. I've been using that for video backup storage, and I can't believe it lasted almost 10 years of hard work. That's a pretty phenomenal device. But you can see all the other kind of SKUs that they're involved with: internal SSDs, memory cards for every potential usage. Obviously there's RAM and some accessories like card readers and USB-C hubs, which is very cool. Like I've already mentioned, I've been using Transcend devices for quite a few years, and my latest addition to my arsenal is the ESD410. So you may have seen the review on nag.co.za, but it's nice to see it out in the wild again. There is its rugged brother next to it, which is a little bit heavier, but the same read and write speeds, and also available in a smaller capacity, 500 gigabytes. And yes, USB sticks are still a thing, and these things are pretty cool. They come with the dual connectors, both on the top and the front, so it's USB and USB Type-C. And if you're really old school, you will remember the retractable drives. Yes, they're still going strong. These are pretty cool. Put them in your pocket, back up anything. I wouldn't edit video off these, but they're pretty perfect for storage. Looking at the existing range of SSDs from Transcend, you can have a look at their specifications here. One of the things that's pretty impressive with these cards, obviously, is their sustained read and write performance speeds. And that is the thing you want when you're looking at this technology. The NTE250H comes with a built-in heatsink, and it is specifically for use in computers or in the PlayStation 5. Obviously that heatsink makes a big difference to dissipate the heat from the SSD as it's in performance mode. And if you've got a STEM device, even a switch, this is what you're going to be looking at. The NTE410 or the NTE310S. These are super small SSDs for those compact environments. Looking at the consumer grade hardware that Transcend's launching at Computex 2025, we've got some new SSDs, a DRAM module, and a very fast compact flash express card for videographers. Let's have a look at the SSD. This is the new NTE260S, a PCIe Gen 5 from Transcend, with some impressive performance writing speeds at 14,000 megabits per second. Next, we've got the DDR5 RAM module with capacities of 16 and 32 gigabytes. And if you're a videographer, that's what you want to look at. The compact flash express card with some pretty impressive performance read and write speeds for those that do up to 8K video, I believe. This would be more than sufficient. And if you're a videographer with a high-end camera, then this is what you want to be looking at. Compact flash express cards from Transcend. Impressive read and write speeds, but even more impressive, sustainable read and write speeds, because that's what you want, especially when working with large files. While this isn't really our normal beat, but I thought this was pretty interesting. Security cameras, or security grade cameras for policing and security use from Transcend. And these are wearable body cameras that is used by police and security. They've got some people in South Africa using these already. It's obviously a very small market, but the quality of this hardware is pretty impressive. These cameras obviously need to be incredibly tough. They go into all environments, and there's no removable storage on these. Obviously, you want to retain that security on those devices. No cards can be removed on these devices. Now, if you live in South Africa, these are pretty much a must-have these days. Dash cams for your car, not just for recording accidents, but seeing all the funky things people get up to on the roads. This is the new Drive Pro 620. We've got one at the office for review. I've been playing with it, and it is pretty spectacular. It does work really well, and it's got some pretty impressive footage driving behind it. This one's got built-in GPS, Wi-Fi, and a 2.4-inch LCD, so you can kind of see what's happening in front of you. And there's a dual second camera that you can mount at the rear of the car to see what's happening behind you. You can also get these devices separately if you don't want a rear view camera. You can get the Drive Pro on its own. There's a lower end Drive Pro, and of course you can get that backup camera too if you just want backup or if you want to add a secondary camera. Mic check. Well guys, we are back at the MSI stand. There's just too much to see. And this time I'm looking at the components. That includes the graphics cards, the monitors, and the chassis, among a few other things. So they've already given me a booth tour, so let me show you all the highlights from what the MSI booth have on store at Computex 2025. So as I'm giving you a first-person view of my walk through this incredibly insane stand, I wanted to show you some of the things that you can't buy yet, but that has been pretty cool from an announcement point of view. So what we have here is a combination of technologies that MSI is showing off at the stand here at Computex 2025. These aren't available commercially, but they're kind of showcasing some of the things and the direction in which MSI is thinking at the moment. That includes bringing back some old trusted cooling designs, as well as a very, very special MSI Supreme Titan Edition graphics card. You have to see this thing to believe it. Now, this thing might look like gold, but let me tell you, that is titanium, guys. This is a titanium graphics card from MSI. It is the 1590 SoC edition, 32 gigabytes of VRAM, absolutely phenomenal. This thing is a beast, but the construction of that body is all titanium. I'm sure this thing is super light. We're not allowed to touch it. No, I can't, not allowed to touch it. If some of you are old enough to remember this, this is the old Cyclone design that MSI pioneered back in the day. A very impressive cooler all around, notwithstanding that beautiful LCD, which I'll get back to now. But here is a reimagination of the 5712G card with that Cyclone cooler. And there's the new Cyclone cooler with a beautiful little LCD popped into the middle there. Of course, not commercially available yet, but we are hoping to see something like this on the market with this new cooling design, or as I say, the new old cooling design. There you can see the Cyclone in full operation, pushing out the air throughout the sides where the heatsink fans are. And you'll also notice that there is a solid frame around the fan, and apparently this helps with air pressure. Now you know. Yes, I know this is what you guys wanted to see. The graphics cards range from MSI. Let's take you in from the beginning. This is the Shadows series. It's built mainly for system integrators and those people that want a little bit more of a discrete graphics card. The Shadows featuring the Torx Fan 5 fan from MSI, as well as that Zero Frozen design. What is quite interesting about this Torx Fan 5.0 design, you'll see some of the fans on MSI hardware has got a full frame around the fan. This one has every 3 fans connected, and again, that is for improved air pressure and airflow through the fan. In South Africa, we know the Ventus quite well. This is a fantastic mid-range offering from MSI. Slightly sleeker looking graphics cards. You can see the 2 sizes there. And of course, if it says gaming, you immediately got our attention. These come with RGB. They are on the same performance level as the Ventus, but improved airflow with a Storm Force fan. You'll see there the connection, the frame around the fan is complete. It's got a nickel-plated copper base plate and that metal backplate design. Taking things up a step from the other 3 graphics cards we saw, these are one level up. Looking at the Vanguard, these look stunning with some RGB. They've got the Storm Force fan again with a full frame. They've got that advanced vapor chamber, an optimized core pipe, and this awesome airflow control. And if the one gaming series wasn't enough, there's a trio gaming card for you here. These are the 2 gaming chairs from MSI, featuring the 5080 and the 5070 at the bottom there in the beautiful, striking white design. And for system builders who are looking for something small and compact, the Inspire series is where you should be looking. These 2 graphics cards are designed for small form factor machines or tighter spaces. And if aesthetics is your thing, you can rest assured winning the IF Design Award for 2025 is where you want to be shopping. There's the lineup of the Expert range of cards, also super high end, but just a little bit more affordable than the Supreme range. Now, one thing that's often overlooked with these cards, and I've touched on it with some of the other sites I've shown you at the booth today, and that is the insane engineering that goes into the design of the cooling mechanisms of these graphics cards. What you see as a couple of fins and some heat pipes, there's a lot more engineering under the hood. And if money is no object, this is certainly where you want to be spending your cash. The MSI Supreme and Supreme Liquid. These cards are absolute monsters, not just in size, but in performance as well. This thing is absolutely massive. With all the latest technologies from MSI to ensure this thing runs super cool with super high-end performance. I mean, this card on its own is incredibly heavy. And obviously offloading some of that weight onto these 3 fans that is mounted elsewhere in your chassis is certainly a good choice. But you can see everything is integrated. The wires inside as well. There's no unsightly wires that's running outside of this graphics card. They're all integrated into this heat pipe. Consider this your mid-tour break. Now we're going to look at the monitors. There's some pretty impressive monitors from MSI this year around. And one of those monitors is the new MPG271QR QD OLED X50 from MSI. First feature that caught my attention, look at that refresh rate, guys. 500 frames per second. That is if your graphics card in your machine can handle that. Another thing that's pretty interesting is the new OLED Care 3.0, which allows you to extend that OLED refresh requirement from 12 hours to 24 hours. So only 24 hours, you kind of have to just reset it and make sure this thing is optimally taken care of. Then they also have this AI feature built in that allows the monitor to switch off and dim if you step away from it automatically. Love it. 272QP QD LED. Like I said, it's not as impressive as that other panel. This is a TN panel, but super impressive for performance if you're into esports. This 27-inch screen might not be for everybody, but it is remarkable. And when it comes to enthusiast market, MSI has some pretty cool tricks up its sleeve as well. This is the M Power series of motherboards. It's designed for enthusiasts and overclockers with some pretty cool design elements into this. One of them is the pin-safe design, in which they did a different soldering method so that those little sharp points on the back of the motherboard that you expect to find isn't there anymore. What they're doing now is something more akin with what you'd find on a cell phone, where the soldering process is flush with the motherboard. Let me show you. And you can see one of the older motherboards with the normal soldering process. You can see how raised those solder joints are. Not that it's really been a problem for me in the past when assembling machines, but it's a much more aesthetically pleasing design. And you can see all of the features that MSI incorporates into the motherboards to make installation and usage of your PC much easier. This is my favorite one, the Easy PCIe release, which is this button over here. It's a quick release for your graphics card. No more, you have to try and put your finger in there to kind of get that quick release. It's simply over there. Now, this is not particularly new. We saw this last year at Computex, but still one of my favorite MSI peripherals. The Data Mag external hard drive that you can plug into your phone on your PC. It comes with the ability to kind of stick it onto the back of your monitor like that. And this is what I allow. Just pop it onto your phone, and you've got transfer speeds of 20 gigabits per second at your disposal. There's even a 40 gigabits per second version. Wow. And of course, what would a peripheral array be without a good old new joystick? This is the Force Pro Wireless from MSI. It's got a removable front cover here, as well as Hall effect joysticks which can be removed and replaced. We'll see at the back there, it's got additional trigger buttons. And you've got buttons here to kind of adjust the sensitivity of some of these triggers. And some of the new entry-level mice, the Versa 300 wireless with a polling rate of 8K. Can you believe that? Super light as well. I mean, this is only a few grams. Absolutely insane. Very minimalistic design. Nothing too flashy, but these are entry-level mice. Now, if you're a keyboard foodie, pay attention, guys. This is the new Stroke Pro Wireless, and it's got some pretty impressive features under the hood. This is the new Strike Pro Wireless. This is a special edition, but again, the normal edition with normal keys, you will be able to buy these keys separately eventually. Check how cool that looks. These keys feature a very cool raised design, so you can actually feel those extrusions on those keys. It feels very comfortable to type. The new Strike Pro Wireless obviously also coming with a LCD panel to show you all the functions, scroll wheels, as well as some of those shortcut buttons. And that's a wrap from Computex 2025 Day 2. The MSI Stand absolutely dominated and kept me so busy. But tomorrow we're going to be looking at some of the other technologies I saw just roaming around the halls between meetings. And there's a lot to show you. So do stay tuned and come back tomorrow for more of those amazing visuals. Cheers, guys.